Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grounded Conversations with Sharon. And today we have with us my coach, Ishani Tiwari, who is an intuitive self leadership coach. And I've been really excited to have this conversation for weeks. So, yeah, let's get started. Hi, Ishani.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so excited about this entire series, and I'm so excited that you asked me for the first episode. I know that it's going to be wonderful. It's going to reach so many people. It's going to reach your people, and yeah, we are going to create big, bold moves through through these conversations. And yeah, I'm excited to be grounded. We all need that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. We all need more of that. And yeah, so I just wanted to um, ask you about how did your journey start? What made you want to help people pleasers like me take back our power?
First of all, you're not a people pleaser anymore.
Yeah, not anymore, but yeah.
Not anymore. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very like a lived experience that I had. I was the biggest people pleaser, and I was a very specific kind of people pleaser, which is a parent pleaser. And now that I've met a lot of people while through my work, and I know that the intensities through which we people please is so different, right? So my life revolved around my parents and my parents' validation. So whoever they said that this is a good person, I would try to please that person. So this is the biggest call out for me when a friend of mine he said that Ishani, it was so easy for you to say no during college. Like you told me no all the time, and then it hit me that I was actually a very selective people pleaser. Like again, we were not allowed, and you are also an Indian, so growing up, we were told don't be friends with males, right? You're a
Yeah.
female friendships and all of that. So I never sought out validation from men. It was always about my parents, my marks, my grades, how to be the good girl, be silent, be supportive, be kind, and forget about yourself. Just so that was how my journey started, and specifically it impacted my health. When I say that, I had multitude of lifestyle diseases from cervical spondylitis, asthma, PCOD, migraines, anxiety. And coming from a small town, my I don't know if it is about the small town, or people don't really care about mental health. And I'm so glad that people are now opening up about mental health. So my doctors only gave me steroids to work with my asthma. They didn't even consider anxiety until much later.
Yeah.
So people could not even diagnose what actually the problem is. And I realized after I started working with my coach that actually the real root cause of all of this is because I'm a people pleaser.
Mm.
Not anymore, but I
Yeah.
was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And that led me to harbor all these pains and diseases, right? So, yeah, my journey started with trying to understand my own body, my own life, myself, what I want, what I care about. And it led me to share my journey, and sharing my journey brought in more people, and they wanted to work with me, and I didn't know how. So I started having conversations, and ultimately I became a coach. It was like this journey chose me more than I chose to be a coach.
Yeah, and that's amazing because I also used to feel that, there's always some kind of emotional baggage behind a lot of the diseases that we have. So it's really uh, lovely to hear that, just working with yourself, healing yourself emotionally, and dealing with your traumas and your different patterns, it actually helps you heal yourself physically as well. That's mind blowing. And also, I just wanted to ask about how writing, just writing down in your journal or writing poetry, how exactly does that help you in your journey?
Oh, I mean, I know why you are asking this, because I love to write. I write all the time. And earlier, when I remember, it was all about writing essays in school. And then I am somebody who talks to herself a lot, right? And I know we label these people like crazy and, there's something wrong with them, but I accept it. There is something wrong with me because I'm so hopeful about this insane world. So I started writing and I developed this thing called dumb thoughts dump, right? And that's what I shared with you and I share with all my clients, which is basically at the end of the day
Yeah,
when we are sitting and we are thinking and all these things come flooding to our mind about this is what you didn't do, you had to speak up at that moment but you didn't, and we so instead of allowing ourselves to succumb to our thoughts, why don't we dump these dumb thoughts? So that is how I started to just write down 3 pages of all these negative thoughts that I had throughout the day. And
yeah,
I realized that whenever I slept afterwards, I would have a peaceful sleep. So I developed this routine which I've shared with you, but
yeah,
the first part is allowing yourself to dump all these thoughts, and you realize after that you've started to love this journey, you have started to love this habit, and the more clear you are about your thoughts, and you get clear, right? It's
yeah,
like how we take a dump literally and we get clear in our body. So it's
yeah,
like clearing your channels, and you start to get so in the morning when you wake up, you don't wake up with lethargy, you don't wake up with again what am I supposed to do. You actually, then there is another thing that I do, I start to write in the morning as well, which is a very fresh which where I get fresh ideas, and that is what I've told you to also do, right? Where it's like channeling from some other realm where we get ideas, intuitive hits, and we start to then work on those ideas and develop those ideas. And it has helped me create courses, create conversations, create posts, and it feels like I'm not even doing anything, right? It's just some other being channeling through me, and I think that's what happens when we are in flow. So writing has helped me understand my perspective of the world, my perspective of myself. It has helped me create poetry, it has helped me create new bonds, because when you start to talk about writing, you realize there are other people who love writing, and then you talk about writing. And I think that's what language does, right? It helps
yeah.
you connect with people, and so does writing. So first it was a tool for understanding myself, then it became a tool to understand the world.
That's lovely. And also, what has been the greatest joy of this journey for you?
Greatest joy is having conversations with my clients on their newest podcast, right? I mean, who knew that I am living in one part of the country, you were living in another part, and not even in the another part of country, you're living across the continent. So for
Yeah,
me to be able to connect with so many powerful women who somehow told themselves that they are not powerful enough, but then when I start to work with them and we engage together, when we are in the frequency of each other, we start to raise
yeah,
this frequency. We realize that you know what, we are so powerful. We are powerful daughters of the powerful divine mother. So this is the biggest joy, right? I'm getting goosebumps when I start to talk about it. It's just so
yeah,
beautiful to be able to connect with powerful women. And I mean, honestly, looking around, we know that we need this powerful feminine leadership in the world that is run by, passion and kindness and compassion and love. Like
yeah,
we can connect with each other. So the biggest joy is just, yeah, seeing other women rise. And also, like, I'm a very selfish person and seeing other people thrive gives me satisfaction that, yeah, we all need that sense of belonging, and I've found
yeah.
my people through my work. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's what
that's exactly what I had been looking for, but I never thought I would find it in this form, like working with you and meeting other women in your container as well. So yeah, that's absolutely so powerful and something that never crossed my mind, but I'm so glad I sorted out and found you guys. Um,
And
and
also, sorry, I forgot to add that the more I do this work, the more I get connected to God, right? And I am obsessed. Like I said, I'm a selfish person, but I didn't like fully complete the sentence, which is because of this work, I am healing myself on a daily basis, and I'm getting connected to source on a daily basis. And I don't think any other, I mean, of course, you can always find out your ways to connect to God on an everyday basis, but my work is not, um, it's my work seeps into my life and my life seeps into my work. And it's a seamless flow where I'm always connected to divine. And uh, what do I want more than that? Right?
Exactly.
It's so joyful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. Being a women of faith, um, we what we honestly deeply seek is that connection with God, and it's always the most peaceful and beautiful feeling to know that you're always connected to God and flowing with God. So, yeah, I totally resonate with that. And so, what has been the biggest challenge for you as an entrepreneur?
Okay. So I treat entrepreneurship as a spiritual journey. Again, I feel like if you really want to go into a spiritual journey and a self-leadership or a self healing journey, you enter an entrepreneurial world, right? That's you are going to meet yourself and your shadows every single day. So I think it's just the mere fact that there are so many strategies out there and people are telling you that this is how you should do and this is how you should do, where internally you know that there is, it's all bigger than this, right? But you sometimes succumb to your human needs, right? Like for
Yeah,
money and for being visible and all of that. You feel like because this person has so and so, maybe they know better,
yeah,
right? So again, in entrepreneurship, I had healed a lot of these visibility wounds and people pleasing and all of that. When I've entered into this entrepreneurial world, I realized that, you know what, there are so many layers to it. So
yeah,
even if you have healed this part, you have to go even deeper when you enter into the entrepreneurial world. And yeah, so the challenge is trying to meet your shadows every single day, because you are going to meet them every single day. And this journey will take you to the depth of your soul. And I feel like that is a challenge and also the reward, because you're so connected to yourself, and you will keep getting connected to yourself on again an everyday basis. So yeah, I mean, sometimes when the human part overtakes, it feels like the biggest challenge, that I'm crying and sulking and I'm like, why am I not getting any clients and all of that. But when I'm understanding what is happening to me, why it's happening to me, and when the spiritual part starts to talk and shine light on the experiences that I'm having, I realize, oh, there's a deeper meaning. And I just calm down and I regulate myself. And yeah, so that's that's what. And it's so interesting. If you had asked me, or if somebody had asked me 5 years ago, you'll be an entrepreneur. So I think the biggest challenge at that time would be for me to get support from my parents,
mm,
right? Because my parents are both service class, and they have been in the government sector, and they've always aspired for a stable life. And
yeah,
entrepreneurship is anything but stable,
yeah,
right? So I knew that back then that I would not receive their support, because I had taken riskier steps in my career and I didn't get the full support. Even though they are very supportive in all the endeavors that I take on, but I knew that business would not, because also parents are always trying to do the best for us, right?
yeah,
Most parents, at least.
yeah, yes,
And because they had no idea about business, I knew that they would not be able to help me. And when they cannot help me, they will feel powerless. And
yeah,
because of that powerlessness, they will, say that this is not right for you, because we project our biases onto each other, right?
absolutely.
So, but now, because I have changed so much and because I have just immense faith in myself and my God who has led me here, they have also changed. They're super supportive. Even I mean, entrepreneurship is an up and down battle, right? It's a battlefield, although we have fun in it. So I, even in on months where I'm not getting any clients or I'm not even receiving any income, they are like, it's okay, it's a journey and you're doing the best thing. And even sometimes when I am like, should I take a job or should I do this, and they are like, no shoulds, don't, like, you are on the right path, keep doing. So they have become my biggest supporters in the truest sense, right? In the truest, when I say in the truest sense, it's because they are not thinking about, oh, this is what we think is right for her. They're like, she thinks this is right for her, and I'm going to support her no matter what. And I feel, again, this is again the reward of doing this work. People you love so much and you were trying to please, they start to actually validate you when you stop pleasing them.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. And also, the fact that, whatever work you're doing with yourself, and the more you talk about it to the people you love, and they start inculcating what you have learned, and they say it back to you when you are down, and you feel like, you don't have that energy to think about the work that you've done, but they repeat it back to you and encourage you. I think that's the most profound thing.
I know, it's
And
such a mirror. It's such a mirror. And that's when it hits you even deeply that everything is a mirror. They
yeah.
were actually mirroring earlier what I was feeling, and now they're mirroring the same things that I've done, and I've
Mm.
improved myself, my relationship with myself, and yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
lovely
sure
way
that
to
you
look at
you
it.
might also have so many, examples of these situations now, these
Yeah,
experiences.
I do, and it's like it's more to do with my husband. It's when I am not really in that regulated state. I think he says those things back to me. He's like, remember, this is what you want to do. This is what you say to me, and about belief, about faith, about being a business owner. And yeah, that really in that brings me back to, that helps me remember that, I can regulate myself to uh, feel better, and to do the things I have decided I want to do. And yeah, and I think I'd like to end this conversation with this question. What is your um go-to grounding element amongst earth, fire, air, and water? What is your go-to grounding element?
So it would be water and also fire. So when I say fire, it's not like I'll sit in front of a candle or like dance around a bonfire, but it's actually just letting that creative energy flow through me. So like dancing, it will ignite that fire, right? Heat will actually, you can feel the heat. So that fire, and water, because water is, we are made 70% of us, or the earth is water. So water really helps you regulate like this. Sitting, I love beaches, even though I'm born and brought up in a mountain region. But I love water. So saying my affirmations uh, and intentions through water, talking to water, drinking water, drinking something different, like adding anything like mint or having a ginger tea, all of that really helps me calm myself down. So yeah, that's an interesting question. I like it. What about you? What is your grounding element?
I think for me it is got a lot to do with earth, being in nature. I think that's the instant, grounding element for me. Just being outside, getting that, seeing the wind in the leaves of the trees, and that smell of nature, that instantly grounds me. And, I just feel like uh, nothing's a problem anymore. I just can't
Yeah.
remember what I was worried about anymore. And I just feel so rejuvenated once I'm back home. And yeah, I think that's my grounding element.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love nature too. I mean, earth grounding. It's the word ground also comes from earth, right?
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I mean, I am somebody who's more of a homebody.
yeah,
So I feel like water is easily accessible to me in that moment when I'm feeling fidgety and anxious and all of that. But yeah, of course, like I love parks. I love to walk on. So I have a garden, and there's the, what is it called? The carpet grass. Yeah, the carpet grass. So I walk barefoot on it, and it makes my day, even though I do it in the morning, top of the morning, 6 a.m. or 6:30, and it just makes my day. Yeah. So nature is beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Any excuse I get to, just be out, I'm more than happy to do that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I really hope we can have more such fun conversations, maybe on different topics. But yeah, that is the time we have now. Thank you so much for taking your time, your time, this time out to come here and talk to me about your journey. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to more fun conversations with you.
Yeah, it's absolutely my honor. Thank you for, choosing me, being with me throughout this last 1 year. It's been a phenomenal ride, and I know that there's so many more fun conversations ahead, and I'm looking forward to all your guests and all these podcast episodes. And I know for sure that it's going to ground a lot of people. And yeah, thank you for doing the work that you're doing. Thank you for your energy. You're amazing. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishani, and thank you so much for stepping up and taking that call on your life and doing the work that you do. And I'm sure a lot of people or a lot of your clients have come back to you, but it is really life changing and life transforming, uh, the work that you do. So thank you so much, and please keep doing it. Please keep putting out videos, talking about it, because it is helping people in ways that you may not know sometimes. Um I think there are a lot of people who may not be telling you, who might be just watching your videos and, reaping benefits out of it. But yeah, keep doing the work that you do.
Oh my God, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I needed to hear it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will keep doing it. And of course, it's not who I am. I mean, it's not exactly me. It's actually, divine doing this work. We
Absolutely.
are mere channels,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's what I meant by saying that you took that call on your life
yeah,
because of
yeah.
your connect with God. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you.